Good day, viewers. You are welcome back to Tindanious mathematics tutorials. We've been considering parametric equations, right? So today, let us see or let us understand why the ordinary equations. Please, I'm not referring to ordinary differential equations, okay? Ordinary equation refers to the rectangular or the Cartesian equations, okay? So why are these equations not enough, but parametric equations are? Why? So we are going to explain the concepts over here into details. Now, before I proceed, we already know that parametric equations, okay, given this form, okay, let's say you have your x, okay, being expressed as a function of t this way, and you have another function, say y, which is also equal to a function of, say, j of t. So you have your x and your y coordinate depending on the same independent variable. In other words, there is a third parameter, and we are saying let t represent that independent variable. So x is depending on the same variable as what? As y. Equations of this nature, we call them what? Parametric what? Equations. So viewers, so for our Cartesian equation or the ordinary equation, all right, we'll be having it this way. So the representation will be you having your y, which is equal to what? Our f of what? Of x. Do you get it that way? But for parametric equations, you have your x depending on t, and at the same time y depending on that same t. Do you get it that way? So parametric equation, it speaks volume about something, but this one doesn't really speak or doesn't really give detailed information, right? So this equation, this ordinary equation, they are not enough. So I'm going to throw more light on this, okay? And that is the purpose of Tindanious mathematics tutorials. So viewers, so let's say given that, let's say you have your x, which is equal to, let's say 5t, all right? And you have your y, okay? Your y to be equal to, let's say, 2t. Now, let us assume some values for our time t. But before that, note this: x and y denote or represent the position of that moving body, the position of that particle. In other words, the position of the object, x, y, right? So let's assume if I have, say, time t. So if my time is equal to, let's say, 1 second, okay, what will be the position of the object at x? All right, so wherever I see t, I'll put what? 1 over there. So here I have x to be equal to 5, then times my t, where t is 1. So what do I have? I have what? 5. Now what about y? So when t equals 1, then my y would be what? 2 times my t, which is 1, which is equal to 2. So at time t, which is equal to 1, then we have what? X, or we have the position at x is equal to 5, and the position y equals what? 2. Now when you have this time around, your t is equal to, let's say, 2 what? Seconds. What will be my position at x? So x will be equal to what? 5 times t, where t is equal to 2. So I have what? 5 times 2, which is equal to 10. And my y will also be equal to what? My 2 times my t, where t is equal to what? 2. So what do I have? I have it to be what? To be 4. So you realize that you realize that parametric equation, it encompasses the time as well as the position of the object. Do you get it that way? But for our normal, ordinary, equations, or the Cartesian equation or the rectangular equations, it doesn't even talk about time. Do you understand that way? So viewers, so this is the parametric equation, right? Now let us consider the Cartesian equation. Alright? So viewers, if I have this same equation, I have x is equal to 5t and my y to be equal to, let's say, by 2t. Okay? Now we have what we call elimination by the t, or by a certain parameter. So in other words, we are going to eliminate this parameter. And I taught you how to change parametric equations into Cartesian or ordinary equation. So viewers, I can decide to make t the subject in any of the equation. Alright? So I can call this my equation 1, and I can call this my equation 2. So viewers, I have x which is equal to my 5t. Now let me make t the subject from equation 1. So if I divide here by t, here to by t, sorry, here by 5, 5 will cancel 5. So therefore I have my t, alright, being equal to x over what? Over my 5. So let us call this equation what? 3. Now viewers, I will now substitute my t, which is equal to x on 5, into equation 2. Alright, so putting this into equation 2, what do I have? I have my y to be equal to, alright, what do I have here? I have my 2 multiplying t, this t, but t now is what? Is what? X over what? Over 5. So therefore, y is equal to what? 2 what? 2x over what? Over 5. So viewers, I have simply transformed the parametric equation into Cartesian equation. So viewers, whereas I have what? I have y over here, I have what? My x over here, indicating only the position of that moving body. I don't have time. Do you get it that way? So as a result of that, we say what? Ordinary or the Cartesian what? Equations are not. So viewers, so it is not enough for these reasons, okay? So it is not enough because one, it does not tell, so it does not what? Tell the position of the moving object at certain time intervals. That is 1. 2, it does not spell out how fast the object is moving. So it does not tell us how fast the object, okay? It does not tell us how fast the object is what? Is moving. Alright? And 3, it does not spell out or tell us what? The direction. The direction of the moving what? Object or moving body. Viewers, this is the end to this simple tutorial. So you see how I have taken my ample time to explain why ordinary equations are not enough. Stay tuned where I will keep you posted on parametric equation related to the unit circle, parametric equation related to the general circle, parametric equations related to ellipse, and lastly, parametric equations pertaining to cycloid. I'll see you next time. Bye.